Indonesia, a heaven on earth, the land of immeasurable diversity. And this is Magelang, a beloved land. The universe provides many beautiful places with the wonders of the world. Unimma presents to be a milestone in facing a more competitive and inclusive era. With a prophetic spirit, ethos and motivation, Unimma is ready forming the quality people based on Islam, affording the excellent graduates in science and Islamic in behavior. Welcome to Universitas Muhammadiyah Magelang. It has 7 faculties with 21 study programs. Faculty of Economics and Business, Faculty of Law, Faculty of Education, Faculty of Islamic Religion, Faculty of Engineering, Faculty of Health Sciences, Faculty of Psychology and Humanities.
Established on August 31st, 1964, Unimma continues to be committed in forming an excellent and Islamic generation from various backgrounds. We have succeeded in building an intellectual community that enriches and enhances humanity as a contribution to the nation.
For the superior generation, Unimma is supported by advanced technology facilities for industrial research and development. Standing in a strategic location, our campus is very accessible even for people with disabilities. This is a manifestation of an inclusive educational environment. Maintaining a commitment to the environment and society, Unimma always takes concrete actions to create synergy and collaboration with community. In addition, Unimma also partners with stakeholders and the industrial sector to facilitate and provide convenience for the students. We realize that every individual is unique with different talents and interests. Therefore, Unimma provides opportunities for students to develop themselves to be the best through their interests and talents, both academic and non-academic. We embrace our diversity, growing the future together for Indonesia and for the world. Unimma, moving and inspiring.
Ladies and gentlemen, as we are about to begin, please ensure your seat comfortably and ready in front of your devices. Before we start, we kindly ask for your cooperation to ensure the success of this event. Here's some information for participants of the 6th Borobudur International Symposium 2024, held in conjunction with the 2nd Interconnect 2024. During the opening session, participants are required to activate their camera, use the provided virtual background, keep their microphones mute until invited by the moderator during the discussion session. You might download the virtual background, program book, book of abstracts, and other materials from the website base.unimma.ac.id or interconnect.unimma.ic.id. We have sent you an invitation to join our WhatsApp group and have also emailed you. These channels will be used to provide you with the latest information regarding today's event schedule and future programs. Kindly ensure to keep an eye on both for the most current information. Please ensure a stable internet connection while participating in the event. Kepada para peserta, kami ingatkan untuk mengunduh virtual background, buku program, dan materi lainnya melalui situs web bis.unimma.ac.id or interconnects.unimma.ic.id. Kami telah mengirimkan undangan kepada Anda untuk bergabung dengan grup WhatsApp dan juga telah mengirim email kepada Anda. Saluran-saluran ini akan digunakan untuk memberikan Anda informasi terbaru terkait jadwal acara hari ini dan program-program mendatang. Mohon untuk terus memantau keduanya untuk mendapatkan informasi terkini dan pastikan jaringan internet Anda stabil selama acara berlangsung. This symposium is limited to 300 participants via Zoom. If you are unable to join, you may watch the live stream on YouTube at Humas Unimma. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Aisyah Wahyu Azahra, and I'm honored to serve you as the Master of Ceremony for today's event. I will guide you through the program until its conclusion. Let us first acknowledge and greet our distinguished guest, the Honorable Rector of Universitas Muhammadiyah Magelang, the Vice Rectors of Universitas Muhammadiyah Magelang, the Honorable Rectors, Leaders, and Presidents of co-host universities, our esteemed keynote speakers, and all participants joining us today. Before we proceed, let us express our gratitude to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for His blessings and mercy that enable us together in this auspicious event. Might we also extend our prayers and salutations to the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, who has guided us from the darkness to light. On behalf of the organizing committee, I warmly welcome you to the 6th Borobudur International Symposium 2024, held alongside the 2nd Interconnect 2024 under the theme International Conference on Environment, Green Technology and Digital Society. On behalf of the organizing committee, I warmly welcome you to the 6th Borobudur International Symposium 2024, held alongside the 2nd Interconnect 2024 under the theme Co-creating a Sustainable Future Green Tech and Digital Society. Ladies and gentlemen, our morning session will commence with an opening ceremony, followed by a seminar featuring distinguished speakers from diverse global locations, including Indonesia, Libya, Scotland, and Japan. The afternoon will be dedicated to a Q&A session, providing an opportunity for all presenters to engage in insightful discussions. To commence the event, we will begin with a recitation of the Holy Quran, which will be presented by Afifah Nur Aziza. To Afifah Nur Aziza, the time is yours.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. A'udzu billahi minasy syaithanir rajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. ظهر الفساد في البر والبحر بما كسبت أيدي الناس بما كسبت أيدي الناس ليذيقهم بعض الذي عملوا بعض الذي عملوا لعلهم يرجعون. قل سيروا في الأرض فانظروا كيف كان عاقبة الذين من قبل كان أكثرهم مشركين فأقم وجهك للدين القيم من قبل أن يأتي يوم لا مرد له أن يأتي يوم لا مرد له من الله يومئذ يصدعون صدق الله العظيم. والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
Thank you, Afifah Nur Aziza, for the beautiful recitation of the Holy Quran. May Allah guide and bless us all. Ladies and gentlemen, as a mark of respect, we invite you to listen to the national anthem, Indonesia Raya, which will be followed by Muhammadiyah anthem, Sang Surya. Let us embrace this solemn moment together. Ladies and gentlemen, to commence this event, we invite Professor Muji Setio, the esteemed chairman, to deliver the welcome remarks and symposium report.
Thank you, Aisyah. You are so smart and polite student. I think you are represent all our students in this campus. Distinguished rector, speaker, and esteemed participant, good morning and welcome to the 6th Borobudur International Symposium in conjunction with the 2nd Interconnect 2024. On behalf of the committee, it is great honor for me to welcome all of you to this event. We are gathered here to initiate intellectual exchange and collaboration on the theme Co-creating a Sustainable Future, Green Technology and Digital Society. This year, we are excited to host around 400 participants over the world, representing a diversity of culture and expertise. A warm welcome to our friends and colleagues from Malaysia, Vietnam, Thailand, Philippines, Uzbekistan, India, Japan, and Indonesia, represent from Asiatic region. Also from Australia and Scotland, represent from Europe. Ecuador represent from America continent, and the last, Morocco, Nigeria, Libya, represent from Africa region. We are also very pleased to have amazing lineup of speakers. Let me express my deep gratitude to Professor Astri Rinanti from Trisakti University, Indonesia. The second, Professor Muhammad Aziz from Tokyo University, Japan. Professor Mowaf Abraham from University of Zawiya, Libya. And also Professor Ellen Miranda from University of Glasgow, Scotland. I believe your insight will enrich our discussion and inspire us to explore the challenges and opportunities in advancing green technologies and digital integration. This symposium has been designed to bridge the field of science, technology, and humanities. As we know, innovation are essential for building resilient and eco-friendly infrastructure. At the same time, the social, cultural, and economic dimension offer vital perspective to assess their compatibility. Once again, welcome to this symposium. Let's make this event a starting point to impactful solution and meaningful collaboration. Thank you.
Thank you for your report and warm welcome. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for the opening speech, which will be delivered by Dr. Lily Andriani, Director of Universitas Muhammadiyah, Magelang. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Lily Andriani.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning everyone. It is both an honor and a privilege to welcome you all to the 6th Borobudur International Symposium 2024 and the 2nd International Conference on Environment, Green Technology and Digital Society. Allow me to extend my heartfelt greeting to the distinguished guests, rector, leaders, and president from co-host universities, vice rector of Universitas Muhammadiyah Magelang, our esteemed keynote speakers, the chairman of the 6th Borobudur International Symposium, and the 2nd Interconnected 2024. Distinguished guests, scholars, and participants from around the globe. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin, all praise and gratitude to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala for granting us the opportunity to gather in this prestigious forum. May peace and blessing always be upon the Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, whose guidance inspire our pursuit of knowledge and excellence. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of Universitas Muhammadiyah Magelang, I would like to express my deepest gratitude for your presence today. This year's theme, Co-Creating a Sustainable Future, Green Tech and Technology Society, is a testament to our shared commitment to addressing to most the pressing global challenges of our time. In this era of unprecedented transformation, our world faces dual imperative to foster technological innovation while safeguarding the planet it inhabits. This symposium serves as a beacon of collaboration, uniting 19 cohort institutions and a global network of thinkers, innovators, and change makers. Together with aim to 1. Illuminate the potential of green technologies, 2. Harmonize human progress with environmental stewardship, 2. Harness the power of the digital society to reimage how we connect, learn, and thrive in rapidly evolving world. Higher education institutions play a pivotal role in the mission. They are not merely center of learning but incubator of ideas and solutions that can propel economics, nurture society, and contribute to save a smart, sustainable future. It is our collective responsibility to uphold this ideal in line with the vision enshrined in the Indonesian Constitution. Let us seize this opportunity to engage in thought-provoking discussion, exchange insights, and for collaboration that transcend boundaries. The outcome if this conference will not only enrich academic discourse but also pave the way for tangible contribution to society and industry. I extend my heartfelt thanks to everyone who has worked tirelessly to make this event a success. Our keynote speaker, co-host institution, and all of the participants. Your commitment and enthusiasm the what make this gathering truly remarkable. Ladies and gentlemen, the world stand at the crossroads, and forums like this are vital in shaping the path forward. Let us commit ourselves to creating ideas that ignite positive change, transforming challenges into opportunity for the betterment of humanity. With this spirit and by saying Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, I hereby officially declare the 6th Borobudur International Symposium 2024 and the 2nd International Conference on Environment, Green Technology, and Digital Society open. May this event inspire, enlighten, and empower us all. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you for your inspiring remarks. Ladies and gentlemen, we now move to the main session of today's event, the presentations and discussions by our keynote speakers. Participants are encouraged to actively engage during the discussion session by raising their hands or utilizing the chat box feature. The attendance link for symposium participants will be available from the discussion session until the event ends at 4 p.m. Please note that this link will be permanently closed at that time. Filling out the attendance form is mandatory to receive your participant certificate. Ladies and gentlemen, before we begin, allow me to introduce our moderator for today, who will guide the proceedings smoothly and professionally. She is Pristi Sukmasetya, S.Com, M.Com, a lecturer in the Informatics Engineering study program, Faculty of Engineering, Universitas Muhammadiyah Magelang. She is an expert in human-computer interaction and information system. Please welcome Pristi Sukmasetya, S.Com, M.Com.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, a warm welcome to the 6th Borobudur International Symposium 2024 in conjunction with the 2nd Interconnect 2024. We are gathered here today under the theme Co-Creating a Sustainable Future, Green Technology, and Digital Society. As we delve into the heart of our symposium, we now transition to our main session agenda, the seminar. This segment promises to be enlightening as we have the privilege of hearing from our esteemed keynote speakers. Their insights are sure to enrich our understanding of the intricate relationship between green technology and digital society. But before we start, I would like to express our gratitude to everyone who has contributed to making this event a success, particularly our co-hosts. Universitas Singapura Bangsa Karawang, Universitas Ahmad Dahlan, Universitas Negeri Padang, Universitas Pasundan, IAIN Kendari, LSPR Institute of Communication and Business, Politeknik Keselamatan Transportasi Jalan PKTJ Tegal, Politeknik Negeri Banjarmasin, Politeknik Negeri Samarinda, Sekolah Tinggi Ilmu Farmasi Yayasan Farmasi Semarang, Universitas Jember, Universitas Muhammadiyah Ponorogo, Universitas Pancasila, Universitas Muhammadiyah Cirebon, Universitas Muhammadiyah Pekajangan Pekalongan, Universitas Pekalongan, Universitas Muhammadiyah Sidoarjo, Universitas Al-Irsyad Cilacap, Universitas Muria Kudus. Before we begin, let me read several technical rules for this session. The first one is this discussion will be run in 4 sessions, and the second one is every session will be delivered by each keynote session with a duration of 30 until 40 minutes. And last but not least, the participant may ask questions by sending it to the chat box or directly deliver it to the keynote speaker while the question and answer session. Well, ladies and gentlemen and distinguished guests, it is an honor and privilege to start our first session. Let me introduce our esteemed first speaker for today, Mr. Mawaf Abraham Masood, PhD. Mr. Mawaf Abraham Masood, PhD, is from University of Zawiya, Libya. He is a scholar specializing in religious and cultural studies with a particular focus on Quranic and Hadith studies, Islamic law, and Islamic education. His academic journey has been dedicating to deepening the understanding of Islamic jurisprudence, and the journey has been dedicated to the religious education also, especially through the interpretation of Quranic texts and hadiths. He has extensively researched Islamic legal maxim, striving to connect classical scholarship with a contemporary issue. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Moaf Abraham Masood, PhD, a distinguished academic whose work continues to shape and inspire the academic community. Okay. Good morning, Mr. Moaf. Can you hear my voice?
Good morning.
Good morning. I hope everything is good. Okay.
Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. It was nice to meet you here, Mr. Moaf. And now you may now share your screen and starting your presentation. And the time is yours.
Let me not screen, just
Yeah, we already seen your screen and your material of presentation. Yeah. Oh, maybe now it is out of
just
here. Yeah,
it's
maybe
not there.
not yet, not yet. Maybe you just can share screen once again. You can just start share your screen because it is now out of our visual here. Yeah. Oh, or maybe we can help to share your screen, Mr. Moaf.
Okay, do it from there.
Okay, okay. Okay, 1 minute. We will help you to share the presentation. Okay, maybe you can.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm so sorry.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, that's fine. Wait a minute. Maybe there are like a block screen here. I saw it. Yeah, maybe the notes. 1 minute, Mr. Moaf. Okay.
Yeah,
Hopefully you can see. Okay. Yeah. Now it's time. It's yours, Mr. Moaf.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Let me share my thoughts and ideas. We start with Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Pleasure to join you in this international symposium. Really, it's a good chance to be there in Indonesia again. Thank you very much for this chance. Actually, I studied in Universitas Gadjah Mada, Yogyakarta. The program is Tiga Interreligious Studies. So saya bisa bicara bahasa Indonesia sedikit. Sekarang saya lupa 5 tahun. Saya lulus 5 tahun yang lalu. This topic today, actually, it's very interesting to talk about the Islamic legal system as related to modern ideas. If we go to the first slide, speaking language, for the first slide. I start to talk to relate actually modernism with today's globalized world. We have digital technologies which is affecting our understanding of Islam, especially in Islam, as my country, the majority are Muslims. So digital technologies, they have a strong impact on the young generation. We would like to discover some thoughts related to modernism and Islam globalization in this presentation, inshallah. It's very important to have a look to the interplay of these 3 or 4 features, the interplay of modernism, religion, globalization, and digital technology. As we become scholars of Islam, we have to focus on understanding what's the legal system, the impact of the legal system on today's universe. Actually, for us as Muslims, we always think about modernization as a way of interconnection between our heritage as traditional thought, traditional fiqh. We have our traditional understanding of Islam. Plus, now we have a modern understanding of Islam. We face like a struggle to connect between our past with our present. And if you see, if you note the Middle East countries, especially Afghanistan, Syria, Libya, Iraq, Somalia, Pakistan, you see, this is the influence of the young generation. The understanding of the young generation of Islam is completely different from the understanding of the traditional Islam, understanding of traditions. So here we would like to talk about the digital technologies, especially artificial intelligence, and how young people, the new generation, the Z generation, uses and sees religion through digital technology. We have the influence, huge influence on the legal system. We have challenges and opportunities we talk about today, inshallah. As we said, challenges really because it challenges our understanding, challenges our principles, challenging our roots, challenging everything we know as all generation. For me, as speaking or representing two generations, the old generation or traditional generation with the young generation. Then we go to the next slide, please. As a background here, we would like to refer to the understanding of the intersection fiqh or Islamic law with the digital technologies. We start with this background. We know that the basic traditional thinking in Islam or the fiqh, Islamic fiqh, is the comprehensive system of rules, principles derived from Islamic teachings, which is guides Muslims. We have the fiqh. The rule of the fiqh is to guide Muslims in all aspects of our life. We have the trilogy in Islam. This is the basic trilogy in Islam, which is the Sharia, Ijtihad, and Qiyas. From our understanding of the Islamic law, the main principle of Islamic law is the Sharia. The Sharia, which is completely different from law. Here we have people always mixing, especially in the Middle East, between Sharia and law. That's why you see even in Indonesia, we have faculty of Sharia in Islamic universities, UN, IAIN, Muhammadiyah. So people talk about the faculty of Sharia. On the other hand, we have the faculty of law. In Universitas Negeri, we have faculty of law, not the faculty of Sharia. From this, we can understand that the roots of Sharia is different from the roots of law. The principles of Sharia is completely different from the principles of law. In Islamic legal system, we talk about Sharia as the main source of Islamic teachings or Islamic law. Then we have Ijtihad and Qiyas. The problem always comes from the Ijtihad and Qiyas, especially when we refer to the use of modernization, modern technologies, artificial intelligence, social media. That's the related to Ijtihad and Qiyas. The rule of Mufti we have in all countries nearly, we have either a mufti, one mufti, or a group of scholars representing the Darul Ifta. We call it Darul Ifta. So we have a mufti from one side, and we have the qadi, or the qadi comes from the law, the court, the Islamic court, or the normal court. And then we have a fatwa. These three, the second trilogy, which is the Mufti and Qadi and Fatwa, this is also related to our modern understanding of technology, and we will discuss later, inshallah, how these three or the two trilogies, Sharia, Ijtihad, Qiyas, and the Mufti, Qadi, and Fatwa, how they use and how they affect our use of modern digital technologies. For the digital technologies, mostly in our time, 2024, we talk about artificial intelligence plus the social media. If we try to understand the artificial intelligence, we can go back to in history to our use of Google. When started using websites, internet, connected to internet, we start the search engines, Google, the normal Google as a search engine, how the Google before changed our understanding of Islam as an open source for information. We can look for any fatwa from different sources. Now, the use of artificial intelligence changed that understanding. Here we have the social media, the influence of social media as a digital technology is, we can say that it's more effective in spreading Islam than the other sources of da'wah. The social media is already in every corner in on earth, already entered our houses, so we cannot be far from using social media in as an Islamic source for information. For the other thing, we have less interest in digital economy, financial finance, trade, the Bitcoin, for example. That's one source of very strong argument when we relate it to the Islamic fiqh, the Islamic rules, how we can use the traditional fatwa and the traditional understanding of Islam in our currency, for example. For the next slide, please. Here we talk about some opportunities provided by the use of digital technologies. We see that the increase accessibility and awareness, people, they can reach online fatwa from all sources, sometimes not related to their own school of fiqh. For example, in Indonesia, if we see that the majority, I think Shafi'i, Maliki, in most of the African countries, they follow the madhab Imam Malik, but the online, the digital technologies added one more side, which is open to all sects, open to all Islamic sects. When we try to find an online fatwa, it's not necessary the fatwa following my school of fiqh. It's not necessary I find the Maliki fatwa. Like nowadays in the Middle East, if we try to find a fatwa about any issue, we see that the majority of sources referring to Hanbali school of fiqh, So even though in Libya, for example, we following Maliki, when we try to search for any information, mostly we get it from Hanbali sources, and this is very challenging. And also we can see it from other side as an opportunity to know and to understand and to read about the other schools. Before, it's very limited, it's very close to certain books. In our libraries, for example, we have just the Maliki, or the majority, the Maliki fiqh. Because of the online fatwa, and especially when related to libraries, the digital libraries of Islamic manuscripts, or the Islamic books, now we have an access to different views. And let us say that as an opportunity, challenging our traditional way of seeing Islam. We can see it in practice later, inshallah, when we talk about certain rituals. For example, in Salah, we have, as Maliki, we have saddle. When after we say Allahu Akbar, then we don't put our hands on our chest, we just make them down. This is the Maliki school. When in our masajid today, in Libya, in Tunisia, we have the Hanbali way. If we want to check how to pray, we have the new generation now using al-qabd, so they put their hands here. And if you see our masajid, you see the old people, the elderly, they pray in a different way from the young generation, although they are their fathers. So the teachings of Islam, these teachings, they didn't go from one generation to the other. Instead, from digital technologies to the new generation. So they rediscovered Islam. And we have tools for ijtihad, especially for artificial intelligence, because we have the ability to chat, to discuss with artificial intelligence applications. So this is now the use of young generation. They ask questions to ChatGPT, they ask questions to the other applications, and they demand inquiries, they demand for specific answers. So they get another source which is not available before. Also, we have as an opportunity for digital technologies that the community as a whole could engage in discussions about using social media platforms in education, in spiritual discourse, and even the Sufi, for example, here we have the majalis al-dhikr, the Sufi tariqat, they use digital technologies to express themselves, they use social media, for example, the online platforms, to have their rituals. And this is a very challenging or opportunity, exactly depends on your understanding. So it's an opportunity to gather the following of the tariqa in one majlis from different, although they are from different, sometimes from different countries. So I'm here in Libya, at the same time I'm engaged in, for example, a Sufi dhikr in any country. This is for the traditional point of view, it's refused, but it's already there. It's already. Then we have the crowdfunding for Islamic projects like Zakat in Indonesia. I think the most famous one, Lazimos for Muhammadiyah. This is the platform using digital technology. Although we have the argument whether it's accepted in Islam to pay zakat using applications. We have the problem of qabd. You have to take it in hand. You have to deliver it. But now through the applications, we have a new intruder between the donor and the receiver, which is the application and the application owners. This is a challenge. This is an opportunity, of course, to deliver zakat to a large audience. Also, an opportunity to send the zakat to the needy. Sometimes in your city, in your village, you don't have this. Then the final point here, we have efficient implementation like smart contracts for Islamic finance using blockchains, applications for halal certificate. This is the using of technology, especially in countries which is mixed, interreligious, have more than one religion, then the need for digital technologies to specify which is halal and which is not, it's very important. We can go to the next slide where we have the challenges. The next slide, here we have the challenges posed by the digital technologies. When we talk about the challenges, we refer to the number one, of course, the ethical concern. We have some related to the illegal or unaccepted fatwas, which is already there in, if you use a ChatGPT, for example, in a religious discussion, we can reach to the point that we get unaccepted opinion or fatwa, and this is in traditional way, it's not accepted, it's misuse. We have the issue of the authenticity in online religious content. Is it authentic or not? Because it's not us who provided it's not at least us as Muslims who provide the digital technologies, especially the artificial intelligence with the information. So we have the question of authenticity. We have this as an example. In many traditional books, we have more than one edition. We have differences between the same title. We have more than one edition. We have differences. In tahqiq, when we have tahqiq al-makhtuta, that's the manuscript production, we have differences. But which is authentic, which is not? For artificial intelligence, the applications, they have both. But for us, we use just one. And we have some legal issues related to how the traditional fiqh evolved with technology, how the fatwa from traditional fiqh changed because of the use of technology. Something before, for example, they said this is haram, then it's already there. As an example, famous example, photography. The traditional way, the traditional fiqh, they refused. You cannot take photos because this is haram, tasweer in Islam. But because of the spread of cameras everywhere, even in if you want to go to Hajj, you have to have a passport, you have to take a photo. Then if you go to Hajj, you have cameras everywhere in Mecca and Medina. So this is the beginning of the challenge. From that point, you have something as haram. Scholars, especially Hanbali school, they say this is haram, tasweer, photography. Then we have themselves, they take at least videos, photos. So this is a challenge because it's unescapable. We cannot escape from that. And we have inadequate framework for addressing new phenomena. Like as we talked about the currency, we have digital divide, unequal access. Some countries, some Muslims, they cannot access to the even some to the internet. They don't have an access to the internet. Others they have strong platforms engaged in, and we have some cultural resistance. Some people they refuse to use technology. Some people they refuse to interact with technology because of religious issues, cultural issues. You have to do it in the traditional way, not in the modern way. You have to follow the traditions. The technology here, especially digital technology, in some masajid, people because of they have, according to their own culture, you cannot use any type of technology inside the masjid. You cannot have the screens, you cannot have data show inside the masjid. You just keep it as traditional. And we have data privacy. This is an issue related to the protection of personal data because we have everything is already there. For the next slide, please. When we talk about the impact of artificial intelligence on geographical redistribution of Islamic sects, this is an example of a challenge and opportunity at the same time. It's a challenge because now we have people I just want to talk from Islamic perspective, Islamic sects. Regarding Sunni, the four schools of fiqh, and Shia, the second larger Islamic school, and then we go to few about Ahmadiyya, Zaydiyya. If we see that the geography of the Islamic countries before, we said like Libya is a Maliki, Indonesia is a Shafi'i, following certain Islamic, every country has its own understanding, accepted its own school of fiqh. Now, because of the use of artificial intelligence and the spread of digital technologies, we have a change. We have some kind of movement of religious sects. We use the artificial intelligence, especially then some program applications, especially in TikTok and Instagram, YouTube. I don't know if we consider YouTube as a digital technology because it's already there since the beginning, but they use the short videos on TikTok and the information in artificial intelligence applications to spread the Islamic sects. For the digital expansion, we have the new Islamic sects in traditional geographical area, which is ruled by others for hundreds of years. So even now in Indonesia or in Libya or in Egypt, we cannot say Indonesia is a Shafi'i anymore. We cannot say Libya is a Maliki. This is officially. But when we go to the masjid or go to our practices, our rituals, we see it's mixed between all schools of fiqh. This is because we use new technologies. The young generation actually use new technologies, so they have access to different sources. And when we talk later about the translation of religious texts as a translation, in Arabic countries, we use Arabic language in Pakistan, Indonesia, other African countries. Now they use the artificial intelligence even to translate the Quran and to understand the meaning of Quran, which is challenging to our traditional books of tafsir. Our colleagues in African countries, when they want to understand the meaning of an ayah from the Quran, they ask applications of the artificial intelligence applications to what's the meaning of this verse. So here we have translation and we have interpretation. We get new meanings using artificial intelligence. And this is affected our understanding of Islamic fiqh. We have remote education, virtual lessons, personalized content. For virtual lessons, we can access teachings. We can join online schools using the artificial intelligence applications to study about the others, to study about Shia, to study about Christianity, to study about Hinduism, Buddhism, to study. So even I cannot access this school in person, I can access these virtual lessons, virtual schools. And we have the content itself as a challenging for our traditional geographical distribution of Islam. For the next slide, please. We have also impact on religious identity. As we said before, we are not Maliki 100% anymore. We have a mixed identity. We have identity of Islamic texts. So the new generation, they are from one side Maliki, from the other side Shafi'i, from certain rituals they follow Abi Hanifa. So the identity is completely changed from before. This interaction between individuals leads to new perspective of identity, and we have the access to the sources of the others. We are living in pluralistic religion, plural society, plural community. Next slide, please. This is the political and social influence. Of course, the sectarian propaganda, the artificial intelligence is used by some entities to promote messages favoring particular sects, influencing its geographical spread. For example, now we have on TikTok most famous videos in Arab countries. Now we have a lady asking ChatGPT about religion, which is the best religion. The answer from her application is Islam. Is the Quran is true? The answer from her application is yes. Is the other religions wrong? The answer from her application is yes. So, and she got millions of views because of these videos. Although, if you are a Christian using ChatGPT and asking the same questions, he will answer differently, or it, or let us see, he, for artificial intelligence applications, they answer in according to your religion, according to the input data. If you are a Muslim, he will tell you that yes, Islam. If you are Christian, yes, Christianity. If you are a Hindu, yes, Hinduism. If you are a Buddhist, yes, Buddhism. And this spread of leads to the millions of views. They ask one question, one interesting question. Actually, they said even ChatGPT acknowledges, believes in Islam. So this is the influence. It's political and social influence. Next slide, please. We have the challenge, spread of misinformation. This is which I said, as I said before. And we have the influence on local traditions. The introduction of new sects via artificial intelligence driven tools lead to decline of local religious practices and traditions. Everything becomes online. Everything, we lose the sense of humanity. We lose the human touch on our life. So everything becomes like we lose, especially minorities. They lose their culture, religious practices in this, unless they use digital technologies to promote themselves. We have disruption of religious stability. As if you follow certain traditions and then you have mixed, this is very challenging opportunity. Next slide, please. This is very quickly the fatwa itself. The fatwa using artificial intelligence applications could enhance access to religious knowledge, support religious education, assisting the mufti, and promotion of reliable fatwa. This is from the positive side. If we see it from the positive side, yes, the fatwa could be facilitated using artificial intelligence applications. Slide, please. We can see the fatwa not just assisting the mufti and Dar al-Ifta, it could also challenging them, because people, they can access different views. When we said here, it enhances the access, at the same time challenging the entities of or the Darul Iftar. If we see that point number 3, assisting the mufti and scholar, yes, it's assisting tools, but at the same time challenging tool, because as the artificial intelligence applications your ideas, also it gives the ideas of the others different points of view. We have it in artificial intelligence applications. Next slide, please. This is the challenge, lack of human. We don't have, and in fatwa, always we have the human sense. Sometimes for the fatwa, because it's an opinion, it's not like the qadi, hukum, it's not obligatory. So the fatwa needs always the human sense. Requires scholar who understand the social, psychological, cultural context of the question. Questioner, the question itself. Sometimes the same question asked by two people, they get different answers for the same question. This is the artificial intelligence tools cannot do. Dependency on inaccurate data, potential for misuse and absence of ijtihad because it's already there. All the information is already there. The artificial intelligence applications, they cannot produce new opinion. They are limited to their inputs, regardless of which kind of input, but still limited actually. And for the final slides, here we have, next slide, we have responsible use of artificial intelligence in fatwa. We have to have collaboration between the Islamic scholars from one side, the technologists. We have to understand the system itself, how it works, how to improve it, and we have the religious oversight mechanism should be in place to monitor artificial intelligence system to ensure this is actually a type of people, they believe they should have control over the content of, and they should have control over the answers of artificial intelligence. And the updates, always we have to think about the updates in, especially in fatwa, because opinions or fatwa, they change every day. So we have to ensure that the applications follow these updates, and we have to emphasize the role of human scholars. Even though we get our information from artificial intelligence, we still need to ask scholars whether it's right or wrong. Still, not just the artificial intelligence, but also our human sense. Next slide, please. These are the concluding remarks for the presentation. We have to think about the balance between traditional law, traditional fiqh, and our traditional understanding of Islam from one side to the modernity, our understanding of modern life from different side. We have to increase our use of digital technologies as tools. Yes, we have to do that. We have to accept it regardless of our maybe personal experience, but it's already there. People, they will use it. The new generation will continue to use it, and for them, it's their own essence. For the next slide, please. And it will be the final slide, recommendations for scholars, religious institutions. We have to develop our understanding, our guidelines for the use of digital tools in Islamic law, train scholars in digital literacy and emerging technologies, especially in UN, Muhammadiyah, IIN, NO institutions. We have to focus on some issues related to technology or digital technologies as part of our programs. At least a course, one subject in the undergraduate programs related to digital technologies. For technologists and developers, those are the main players of the game, actually, because they have to collaborate with religious institutions to ensure the validity of their tools and application. And finally, for communities and governments, as a state, as official body for use, that we have to invest actually in the infrastructure, promoting awareness and education about the digital tools in Islamic context. We cannot escape that. And the last slide, final one, terima kasih banyak, and mohon maaf untuk kalau ada salah. Thank you very much. And if you have any questions, I will be here, inshallah, for the answer session, inshallah.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Mawaf Abraham Masud, PhD. Oh my God, you speak fluently in bahasa. Terima kasih.
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah.
6 tahun.
Oh, 6
6 tahun
tahun.
6 tahun ya.
Okay, 6 tahun. You should come to Magelang, okay?
Inshallah. Inshallah.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that's our session with Mr. Mawaf Abraham Masud, PhD. Thank you so much for your bunch of knowledge and insight, Mr. Mawaf. And now we'll move to the Q&A session. So for everyone here who's joining this session, if you have any questions and want to deliver it by yourself, just please click raise hand and we will provide you to deliver the questions. Or maybe everyone here want to ask the question, maybe also can write it into the chat box and we will read your question. Okay, Mr. Mawaf, there are 2 questions actually from YouTube. And the first question is about, in the context of Islamic law, in your point of view, how should this issue related to digital privacy, data protection, and online security be addressed? Are there specific guidelines within Islamic jurisprudence that can be applied to these modern concerns?
For this question, thank you very much. This is started from in Arabic countries. Started with the pillar of Hajj. If you know that in some Arabic countries, women they use niqab, veil.
Oh yeah.
So then they have to take photos in their passports when they want to have a passport or education. If they want to join a university, they should take a photo. So this question started from that time, 20 years ago or more, about the privacy of these photos. If you are wearing a niqab and then you have your photo is already in a system controlled by men.
Yeah.
And this system is open access to many officials, so they can see your photo.
Yes.
So the privacy here is for the government, but people say the muftis said it's okay because this is an official body, it's the government, your photo is safe in the government. But still we have the question, there's nothing called government, there's people working in the government, people in the system. Again, we don't have exact answer because the information is not under our control. Like pictures, our photos, they are not in our control. If anything goes wrong with the system, your photo will be everywhere. The same, your data will be spread everywhere. So we just live it. We cannot escape it. This is unescapable. We cannot control it because we are human at the end. Yeah, thank you very much.
Oh, that's a good answer, Mr. Mawaf. Thank you so much. And for the second questions is about what strategies can be employed to bridge the digital divide and ensure equitable access to Islamic legal resources, particularly in underprivileged area, maybe?
We use it here in African countries. We start with seeing the culture of those people, which kind of technology they use, which kind of technology they prefer. It's not about our understanding. I give you one example. In Indonesia, people, they use WhatsApp.
Yes, right.
In Libya and Arabic countries, except Saudi, we use Telegram.
Oh, okay.
So in most countries they use Google, Gmail.
Yes.
In other countries, they use I forget Hotmail.
Yeah.
So to send our message, we start with what application they use. Then we go to that application. So if they use TikTok, we go to TikTok. Although we don't use it, sometimes we don't use that application. We don't prefer. We have to fully appreciate our content. This is first. We should trust our content. Then we have to fill the like social media, the application with our content. There is nothing we are ashamed of. Some people they believe we should not say that. We should not read that. So we have to trust ourselves and we have to put everything we have. So transparency, everything we have, people could see, could understand. We have to focus on the culture, their own culture, how they see things, how they see life. It's the use of digital technology is not about changing people. We should make them follow our understanding, but it's about to live together. Yes, they have their own identity, we have our own, so it's not a conflict between them and us. We have a message we would deliver. They have also a message we should appreciate. Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Moaf. Okay, last but not least, I've seen like Andriani raise hand. Do you may have your question to deliver to Mr. Moaf? Yeah.
Thank you. Can you hear my voice?
Yes, we hear your voice.
Thank you. Thank you. It's very interesting about the topic you have delivered to us. What I want to ask is about the situation now in Palestine, the war in Palestine. I believe that the digital technology have a great benefit for the people of Palestine now who is being oppressed in Palestine. As far as I know, those Palestinian people have no more exist bank in their country and whatsoever. They don't have anything now. So they beg to help to people from all over the country to donate money. I want of the people who try to donate money to the people of Palestine, even just a little amount of money. So the only platform, the digital platform that works there, only the GoFundMe and PayPal. And also, this is not organized but by the people of Palestine. It's from their friends from other countries. So the GoFundMe and PayPal is clearly owned by the non-Muslim. And I heard the news that there are some frauds from the GoFundMe who organize the crowdfunding. And this is really hurting because they're already oppressed now in Palestine. So my question is, because you discussed about the role of Islamic teaching, right? What do you think the role of Islamic people? For what is the role from the Muslim who mastering the technology, who mastering the IT for the people of Palestine? Maybe you can share your opinion. Thank you.
Yeah, terima kasih banyak. Actually, if we see the situation, the complex situation in Palestine and Gaza, we, as you said, we noticed that the online funding started by unknown people, unknown applications. It's not an application which is already there for years and which we can trust. It's new for the situation. many scholars, they said don't donate money using these applications here in this situation exactly, because we cannot guarantee that your money will be there. Again, we have this issue. We want to donate. This is human emotions, that your emotions, your mind says you have to do something, you have to give something at least, even few. There is no, the only way is through the application. It's not guaranteed. Yes, people, there is actually, we don't know exactly where the results of all these donations, millions of dollars. In my recommendation, when we said that we have, as Muslims, we have to create our own, so we can trust at least. If you says this organization is responsible for this application, yes, you can donate at that time. In Indonesia, Lazimos, it's authentic. Yes, it's authentic. We know who is behind. It's not a known application. Because of the situation in Palestine just came suddenly, we hope that our organizations use platforms to donate in future, which is better than the current situation. Yeah, thank you very much. It's about the programmers. It's about the technologists more than about the religious law or the mufti or the qadi or the Islamic scholars. It's about the developing a technology which is for not just Palestine but to all Islamic countries. Yeah,
Okay.
thank you very much.
Wow, that's a nice answer. Thank you so much, Mr. Mowaf Abraham Masood, PhD. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that's
Yeah,
our session. And thank you so much once again for sharing your
yeah,
wealth
terima
of
kasih
knowledge
banyak.
and valuable insight for us. And I look forward to the opportunity to meet you soon. And we'd be delighted to
Inshallah,
welcome you here in
inshallah,
Magelang, inshallah.
inshallah.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Abraham.
Ya,
Okay,
terima kasih
now
banyak.
yeah. Now let's move to the second session. And the second session will be delivered by the second keynote speaker, Dr. Ellen Miranda from Adam Smith Business School, University of Glasgow. And Dr. Ellen Miranda, holding a PhD in management and MBA with a specialization in organizational behavior and leadership. Her academic background is complement by a bachelor degree in international business administration from Ohio Dominican University. Dr. Allen's research primarily explored the scaling of digital startups, pinpointing why many fail and what it takes to succeed. She delved into the strategic, operational, and leadership dimension that influence scalability, offering insight, and leveraging innovation ecosystem and accelerator for sustainable growth in the digital sector. Wow. Now, please welcome our second speaker, Dr. Ellen Miranda. How are you, Dr. Ellen?
Hello, I'm doing very well, thank you. And first of all, hello everyone, and thank you for the kind invitation. It's my honor to be here with you guys. And although I'm right now in the US, so I have a 12-hour difference in time behind you. But I'm very happy to be one of your keynote speakers and in this symposium. And I thank you very much for letting me share some of my current research with you. Okay?
Yeah, of course. I hope you feel energized and ready to our session, right? Because we're thrilled to have you here to share your insight, Dr. Ellen. Now it is your time, Dr. Ellen. The time is yours.
Thank you. If we go to my slides, please.
Okay.
I don't know how they go. Okay. So it will be a little bit of repetition, but anyway, so, all right, so let's start. So just a little bit about, so we can go with the first one. So the second one, actually, yours will be the second one. If you can go next. Yeah, that one. Just a little bit about me. I'm currently a lecturer at the University of Glasgow. I'm a lecturer in innovation management at the Adam Smith Business School. Before becoming a lecturer, I did 2 postdocs at the University of Glasgow, one with the business school and the other one with the Advanced Research Center, at also both University of Glasgow. I also hold, as you mentioned before, a PhD in management and a master in research methods from the University of Glasgow. I also hold another master's from my hometown in Columbus, Ohio, from Ohio Dominican University. And also I did my undergrad studies there, and they were in international business. My expertise, well, is in digital startups and scaling up, and because not everything with me is about research and academia. I used to be a triathlete. I'm still do some running and cycling. So that's basically a little bit about me. When I was doing my well, if you go to the next one, sorry, next. Thank you. When I was doing my postdoc, I did some interdisciplinary research, and it was it was more like I had the opportunity to work in this research with all the schools of the university. This is a £6 million project that includes the 4 schools of the University of Glasgow, from biologists, chemists, engineers, anthropologists. I mean, you can name them, and we are collaborating also with a research center in Nairobi, and also one in the University of Kenya. And what else I was doing? So in this project, our aim is to provide clean and safe water to communities in underdeveloped areas in Africa. Our initiative focuses on sustainable water, utilizing local water resources through circular economy. And this goes to the use and reuse of plastic for safe transportation and household storage of water, through implementing community-led water management practices and promoting education on hygiene and sanitation to ensure the long-term access to clean water. If we go to the next one, yes, thank you. My expertise focuses on scaling digital startups, as you mentioned before. And what I'm trying to do with this research, this is part of my PhD, so is to understand the critical factors that behind the failure of digital startups. This is a current problem that is still not very well researched. We don't understand why about 98% of digital startups don't scale and they fail. So within the next first 5 years of the, no, I'm still there, of a startup, when it starts all the way to when it's starting into the scaling up process, they just don't scale. So that's a problem. So what I'm trying to understand is the unique challenges. Are these mechanisms, are the capabilities? Is this a problem with leadership? Is it a problem with the maybe with the technology? So still I'm doing research from all aspects, and I have a few papers there just now almost getting ready to be published, so hopefully soon. And that's basically all my research. And also some other areas that I'm interested in is accelerators, and how these accelerators help digital startups to scale. So that's current research with me. And next one, please. So today, my talk will be more into another aspect of my research. I'm currently working on a book chapter, and it's about digital transformation and the paradoxes. Is it something good or is something bad? Still, we are working on that. So today my topic will focus on the sustainability and digital transformation. And hopefully by the end of this talk, we'll agree that while technology is the solution to many of our digital era problems, technology is also causing many of the disasters to our beautiful world. And hopefully this symposium will create a conscious of an urgent need to find the balance between technology and sustainability for a better world. Sustainability has become essential for business, therefore companies must reduce their resource use, energy consumption, and carbon emissions, while still meeting some customer expectations, speeding up the processes and boosting productivity. So in this respect, digital transformation is the use of digital technologies to change how a business works and serves its customers. This can involve tools like cloud computing, data analytics, and automation to improve efficiency, but also to enhance customer experiences and create new opportunities for business. In simple terms, it's about modernizing a company with technologies to make more flexible, faster, and better, admitting customer needs into this digital world. If we go to the next one. Thank you. All right. So in recent years, sustainability through digital transformation has emerged as a critical focus for institutions looking to drive positive environmental and societal impacts, while also ensuring the long-term business viability and also profitability. So the strategic combination of sustainability and technology adoption holds immense potential to enable business to integrate sustainable practices into their operations, and at the same time it fosters resource efficiency and minimizes their ecological footprint. For instance, companies need to take advantage of new emerging technologies. We have data analytics, we have the Internet of Things, we have big data, we have cloud computing, that kind of new emerging technologies. And through that, companies can optimize energy consumption, minimize the waste, and maybe make more informed decisions that support the sustainable process. One of the goals to adopt new technologies is not only to benefit the environment, but also to enhance operational efficiency, and especially when it comes to cost effectiveness for businesses. An interesting thing about sustainability and the digital transformation is that it drives the long-term value. We're still on two, sorry. Can we go back?
Yeah, go back.
Thank you. No, I lost my train of thought. Okay. And well, at the same time, it aligns them with the environment and the social governance of the principles. And therefore, to achieve the sustainable digital transformation, organizations need to balance, and that's the problem that we are trying to figure out, how to balance the technological advancements with the environmental, all right? So to achieve sustainable digital transformation, organizations need to have this balance and also be try to have some social responsibility in there. And then we go to number 3. Thank you. So for these, companies needs to combine the digital innovation with sustainable principles to ensure that technology advancements positively contribute to the planet, but not only the planet, also to the society as a whole. For example, some of the companies could take advantage of their digital platforms to optimize operations and customer engagement. But while prioritizing the environment, they also have to think of the impact that they're going to have. For example, the use of new technologies, they have to prioritize also the ethical considerations of environment sustainability to the life cycle, right? So at this point, they have to face these paradoxes. They have to face, what do we want to do? Do we want to be more efficient, or do we have to be more sustainable? So that's one of the problems. digital transformations has also become one of the most trending buzzwords in these days, especially in the corporate world. It represents, in a way, innovation, efficiency, but also it has the promise for competitive advantage. So that's a very important when it comes to terms of an organization. That's what you want to have. That's what you want to be the best that you can be within what you do, right? So for this reason, a sustainable digital strategy is not just something nice that you have to have. It's also, as a business, right? It's a necessity for your business to because you are seeking to the long-term success, and in how do we call this one an interconnected and environmental conscious world. If we go to the next one, please. Thank you. So within this, the digital technologies can play a very, very big role in reducing the environmental impact, but across different industries. So, for example, we have the energy efficient and smart systems, where digital tools like Internet of Things or artificial intelligence can optimize energy consumption. Smart meters, what else? Predictive maintenance, and these kind of systems allow real-time management and the use of energy, and then also they can minimize the waste and improve the efficiency. Right. So what other things we have? We have also decarbonization technologies. With this, we have a problem, and I would say always is a problem in these guys, because we also have the cloud. For example, we have these technologies, cloud computing, artificial intelligence, and big data, that they can optimize logistics, or they can help with production, or they can reduce carbon emissions. But at the same time, I'll explain a little bit later how these also technologies, they also produce a lot of CO2, right? So they produce a lot of emissions. So when artificial intelligence can create some energy efficient systems, and they cut the need for physical data centers, they also are polluting our world. So we talk about the circular economy as another model where some materials are used and reused, and they recycle in order to extend the product's life cycles, and to use and reuse the materials. For example, it can happen in plastics. I'll explain a little bit with an example of what my research in Africa has been, and it has to do with the circular economy, right? So, but for now, I'm just going to leave it like that. What other thing? We have also the social impact. When digital comes to digital transformation, we also have access to inclusion, and this includes all of society. Digital transformation is a good thing because also help us to enhance the social sustainability by promoting equality, equity, access to inclusion. So that's something that I would say when it comes to the good side of digital transformation, that is what is helping us. It helps with the digital inclusion. It means providing to an underserved communities with access to digital tools, maybe with devices that are more affordable, with high-speed internet and digital literacy and all those kind of things. Also, we have with digital transformation, we have smart cities, and this helps cities, not only cities, but I would say also organizations, to leverage to these digital technologies to create more livable, resilience, and equitable urban spaces. This also includes like Internet of Things that enables public infrastructure, like smart lighting. We see this pretty much in Glasgow. We also have some very nice trash cans that are enabled by artificial intelligence, and by Internet of Things. So because of the sensors that they have, you can put your trash there, and they do everything. So that's one of the nice things that we can see in Glasgow in the smart cities. And also we can see another thing that has happened through this digital transformation is the remote work. And this happened mostly after what happened with COVID, with the pandemic. Now we have with these technologies the potential to just create a more equitable access to employment and education and more opportunities, and especially for those in rural or underserved areas that they cannot travel. And we saw that a lot with COVID when I was doing my PhD at that time. And there were a lot of mobile applications that came out during COVID, and they reduced the time not only for people traveling, but also when people couldn't be in the hospitals. Through the mobile applications, people were able to have access to doctors, right? So another thing that we see is a lot of companies, they are trying to do a lot of things with digital transformation, because what they're trying to do is to come up with more sustainable business models where they can use their digital sustainability, and they can involve their activities to be more, I would say, to create new revenue, but through streams, more sustainable focus, where the products and their services also have some more of circular economy initiatives. I'm not going to go too much into the details, but that's we can discuss that later. But we can just go to the slide number 5. Okay, so this is part of the book that I'm trying to write, and that now is in the process. So, but when it comes to what is driving the digital transformation, right? So, digital transformation is always viewed as a technology-focused process, but its impact on society and an environment should be equally important. For example, we see that data centers, we see Google, we have Apple, they use a lot of energy, and some of their production processes, they can use a lot of resources, and they can cause a lot of emissions. And without careful planning of the digital advancements, this could make sense, but also this could also create worse challenges. So another thing is that digital transformation does not only enable competitive advantages, but also demands a new way of thinking, balancing the intricacies of technology, culture, and business objectives. So these challenges arise from the need to integrate the emerging technologies that enhance the business performance, but also at the same time, they ensure the alignment with ethical standards and sustainable objectives. So the question for the companies is how to adopt an innovation technology that includes initiatives that have to align at the same time with environment and societal objectives. And for example, how can you, as a company, minimize carbon emissions, but at the same time you have to foster inclusivity while you are prioritizing the privacy and data security? So how can companies decide between the innovation and sustainability without compromising ethical standards, right? So these are the problems that happen when you have this kind of paradoxes. Can we go to number 7, please? 7? Okay, I'm so sorry. I skipped the paradoxes. Can we go to 7? Sorry. Thank you. So what are we doing at University of Glasgow? At University of Glasgow, so it's very interesting what we are doing, because we believe that sustainability means supporting the well-being of current and future generations. Well, we have to live responsible in a healthy nature environment, right? So we understand, for example, we have a very big data center, and we understand that computing has changed the society. And during this lifetime, we are going to a lot of major progresses in science and medicine, which are giving us ways to communicate and collaborate and share ideas, right? But if we can we go to number 8? Yeah, thank you. So what are we doing with the University of Glasgow? In I think that it was 2018, University of Glasgow was the first university that declared that it would divest, that it would move from fossil fuels within a decade, right? In I think that it was, right when I started my PhD around, in 2017, it signed that the sustainability development had to be prioritized. And then around those years, sometime between 2018 or 2019, the university in Scotland, it was the first university in Scotland that declared the climate emergency. And then it was in 2020 that opened the Center for Sustainable Solutions. And then also was one of the first universities that started publishing the response to climate emergency in Glasgow Green. And I think it was 2021, yes, it launched a plan to carbon emissions and from business. And then in 2022, that's when we started a research center at University of Glasgow that is right now it's our biggest building, where we have more than 500 researchers that are working in different areas. And also this year we are starting the construction of a new building. This is around a 300 million building. It's located in the heart of the University of Glasgow, and it will represent the future of interdisciplinary science, and it will bring the School of Engineering and Biomedical, but also it's going to bring a lot of research with net zero, with a lot of research with interdisciplinary areas, but mostly sustainability. And the building is going to be called the Keystone Building. And this is part of the 5 buildings that we are constructing, and it is for 1.3 billion of pounds, and it will become one of the major hubs of learning, teaching, innovation, and research. This building also, and we are still on 8. I'm sorry. 8? No, 10, 8. Thank you. And also with this building, the university is trying to get accredited and to achieve the BRAM excellence, which is a certification that goes with a very, very ambitious energy use targets. So it's going to be the most sustainable building. And as far as we know, because we don't know much now, but as far as we know, it's gonna have super labs, and it's gonna be the latest in sustainability designs. If we go to number 9, please, now. So what are we doing? This is a part of the European Union. No, I'm sorry, the UN. And what are we doing is in the United Nations, they talk about an increase in a digital world. It is in a way a worry, but because sustainability has emerged as both as responsibility and an opportunity for organizations, but also something that we need to pay attention to, right? Because according to the United Nations, they said that sustainability development goals, which we have, and they are in the slides right now. You can see there are 17 of them. They are the global objectives aimed at addressing major global challenges, but also to ensure the better, more sustainable future for all of us. It's for everyone, right? So these goals include no poverty, zero hunger, good for health, well-being, quality in education, gender equality, clean water, sanitation, economic growth. So in this regard, digital transformation is not about leveraging about the latest technologies, but also it's about doing something good in a way that it respects and uplifts the planet and the people, right? So therefore, the organizations that enable sustainability into their digital roadmaps will not only thrive, but also contribute to meaningful activities for a better future. So if we go to number 10, please. So as technology increases, we need to start thinking, do we really need to think more circular? Do we have to start thinking of circular water? Do we have to start thinking of circular carbon? Can we even do that? So as technology is starting to increase, it permeates in every aspect of our lives, right? So it shapes our societies. It becomes extremely important to ensure that this transformative change is happening, but it's happening sustainable. Ultimately, the choice we make in the realm of digitalization can either exacerbate the environmental degradation and inequality, or it can serve as a catalyst for positive change. So, should we start thinking in circular terms? So we need to. So in order to do that, we need to start thinking on sustainable and efficient ways. How can we manage better the resources, such as water, where water is continually reused, recycled, and retreated to minimize waste? I'm originally from Mexico, and the place where my parents live is water is a luxury. And not because it's a poor place. Even in the most affluent and wealthy neighborhoods in Mexico, what happens is that the government only allows the water to run for a few hours, let's say 2-3 hours. Sometimes at night, it depends. It varies within the neighborhoods, right? Mostly the most affluent neighborhoods have water after 6 in the morning. But that's not the thing. What it happens is that people are very good at recycling the water, are using the water in a very circular way. They save the rainwater, and I see it in my parents. They save the water, and they use it for washing the car, or maybe the patio, or for whatever they have to do that is the plants. And then the water that comes from the dishwasher, they use it also at time for the car or a time for mopping the house. I mean, the way that they use it for me is just, I think that I live in a rich country, and I have been here in the US and also in the UK for the longest time, that I think that I take for granted the water. Until I started to work on this research, I learned that I should not take 20-minute showers. Why? There is no reason for that. So I think that we need to start thinking in more circular ways. Start thinking, how can we use and reuse the resources that we have? Can we go to number 11, please? So what's the problem? The problem is that research says that in 2050, which is not too far, it's going to be in our generations. We need to start worrying about this, because that's our generations, that's our children's world. And how can we protect our world, right? That's the question. And we are supposed to leave this world in a better shape than we found it, and we are not doing that. And it's a worry. If we go to 12, so I think that this is a 12. Thank you. This is a call for everyone. This is a way to start thinking, how can we put ourselves in our minds in a sustainable way? How can we take responsibility for our world? And odd enough, we cannot take care of this planet, and we are starting to think of living outside this world, going to other planets, conquer other planets. And if we think sustainability and digitalization, basically that's the compass. We're still on 12. Sorry. That's the compass that guides us towards a future where technology should and must empower our society. Well, it minimizes the environment, the footprint that we're living, right? By embracing sustainable practices in our digital endeavors, we can ensure that we have a more equitable distribution of benefits, and we can reduce our impact on the planet, which ultimately it will lead to a better quality of life for all of us. If we go to number 13. So this is currently our world, and this is so sad. Some of the pictures are from my research from Africa, but also there are some pictures from Glasgow. The second one, when you see the containers, that's sadly something that we see on daily basis in Glasgow, and it's shameful because we have the technologies. We are in a rich country, and this is how our streets look like. We need to address these problems, such as the energy demands of power, the computers, how much data is, and the energy that is using in the data centers, how much data are we using? And you know that every time that we use, that we Google something, we are causing a lot of emissions. And if we go to the next one. Yeah, and so, well, this digital world or age offers many opportunities. Again, we take for granted Googling. As I was saying, every time that we do a Google search, it produces about 0.2 grams of emissions, CO2. And it can be more depending on the complexity of the search. And fortunately for Google, they said that by 2030, there's going to be zero emissions. But still, we are almost a little bit more than 5 years away from that. How many searches will we have until that happens, right? And as I mentioned before, I wanted to put this one, this beautiful side of Scotland, which I'm very fond of. I love hiking. I love going into the mountains. I love hiking the highest mountains that I can. And this is what nature gives us. This is what Scotland gives us. And when you see the world from the top of a mountain, you really feel blessed. And you really think we are so little in this enormous world. We are blessed because we have all of this. But again, how can we solve today's biggest challenges if it requires all of us to act? It's no matter if it's in the economic, if it's in the technological, if it's in the societal, or it's in the educational. In any single field, because of all our interactions are independent, we all need to work together. We need to make this world better. It's all we have. It's an emergency. And I would say we don't need 20-minute showers. We don't need to waste a lot of plastic. We don't need individual packages. We need to recycle. We need to reuse. It's okay to reuse. So that will be my today talk. And hopefully I can create some conscious that we can make this world a better place for all of us. Because we deserve it. It's ours. But also because our children and their children deserve a better world. All right? So thank you very much.
Wow, thank you so much. What a great insight from Dr. Ella Miranda, talking about sustainability and digital transformation and so on. Wow, I'm so amazed by your presentation, Dr. Ella. And now I will invite all of the participants here to ask the question. You can just write your question to the chat box, or also you can deliver it by to the speaker directly. And I already collect some questions for you, Dr. Ellen. The first one.
Okay. You can call me Ellen. That's perfectly fine.
The first one is from Deslaili Putranti. I'd like to ask how sustainable is that for the environment, the use of the digital technology in terms of artificial intelligence when it comes to the energy efficiency? From what I understand, the energy consumption for AI technology needs bigger than what we ever imagined. For example, the needs for big data consume energy to keep it like 24/7 available. Maybe you can share your point of view, Dr. Alan.
So I would say that okay, just one more time. Could you repeat the question?
Yeah. How sustainable is that for the environment, the use of the digital technology in terms of artificial intelligence when it comes to the energy efficiency?
So if we think of digital artificial intelligence, everything starts with artificial intelligence, right?
Yeah.
That is the umbrella for big data, quantum, and now talking about quantum, we still are in the infancy of quantum because the amounts of data that quantum can hold is amazing, it's impressive. How sustainable are we at this moment? We are not that sustainable. We are doing things that we should not. I don't think that we plan very well this fast I would say fast technologies. We didn't plan and we didn't know what were going to be the results of having faster technologies. With the artificial intelligence, all those trends of innovation are becoming faster, better. They are we are using them in daily terms every single day. So the problem is that until somebody like Google or Apple, but mostly Google, companies like that will come with solutions faster, will be sustainable. But now we are not. Now we are polluting our world in unimaginable ways. The problem is that if we think, as I was saying, it's by 2030 that Google says we are going to have zero emissions. What kind of data we're going to have within the next 5 years, and what kind of pollution are we going to have? So it's not sustainable at this moment.
Okay, wow. Thank you so much, Dr. Ellen. And from the second question, Dr. Ellen, when it comes to the digital transformation, the biggest challenge often lies not just in infrastructure, right, but also in the human resources. In your opinion, which aspect should be prioritized and maximized first? Looking at the situation of Indonesia nowadays, sometimes the infrastructure is in place, but it becomes unsustainable because of the human resource aren't fully optimized, leading to the stagnation. And what are your thoughts on this? And based on your experience so far, maybe how do you think we can address this issue effectively, Dr. Allen?
I think that at this point, because well, there are two parts. One, I would say in some parts there is no infrastructure, but there is talent. So we can see that in so many developing countries that there is no infrastructure, but there is talent. So in a way, I think that if we talk about sustainable terms, we need to make sure that we have the infrastructure in place in order to be able to use artificial intelligence and all the emerging technologies that come within. But if we are for example, in places where we have the infrastructure but we don't have the talent, so again, I think that this is again with the paradoxes, because we still think in some places we have something and but we don't have the other thing. What will happen? I think that the problem that we are having is that at one point people will catch up because we are smart people. We will learn how to use these technologies. I think that the problem what will be is that at one point people will start feeling displaced by the technologies because we have machine learning is learning everything from what we are doing. So it's not a problem of infrastructure. It will be for a while, but then it will be a problem that we have too much, that the machines know so much that it's not that we're going to be displaced as human beings. We will never. We always are going to be validators. I don't know if you guys have ever used ChatGPT, but I'm almost sure. But if you use ChatGPT, sometimes you can say like, okay, write an essay that says this and this. And then it's not going to be saying exactly what you want them to say. Or it was going to put some, if you see, sometimes it puts you some citations that are not true. So we become validators. We're going to become validators of artificial intelligence at one point. But what I'm trying to say is when it comes to sustainability, I think that at one point, it's just that this is something that is a little bit tricky to answer because, you know, what I'm trying to think is what's going to happen, and I'm trying to think 20 years from now when there is a lot of structure everywhere, but the problem is going to be what is going to be our place? Because again, new generations are coming smarter. They know more. So our generations or parent generation, they are not so savvy. So there's not going to be much, I would say, displacement of people in the jobs. But when it comes to sustainability, are we going to be able to, I don't know, to keep this world in a way where we can catch up with technology, but also we can keep it safe? I don't know. I don't know if I answered your question or because I'm thinking too much.
I do understand. Like, wow, there are many aspects that we need to much like clearly enough thinking, right?
I think so. I think that, you know, when it comes to these new technologies, there is much that we just don't know. And there is no always right or wrong questions because we don't know. We didn't know anything about ChatGPT until 2 years that it just bloomed after the COVID. So same thing with the technology. We still don't know what's going to happen. We weren't prepared for these net zero emissions, and now we're dealing with them. So I don't know what's going to happen. And I really, in terms of sustainability, I have my questions. I don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Dr. Ellen Miranda. What a fruitful discussion we have for today. Thank you so much for taking the time in the middle of your night to join us.
Right now, it's only what time? It's 11 here, so no, don't worry.
Oh my God. Thank you so much. And
thank you.
I hope we can meet soon, and we'll welcome you to come here in Magelang, of course.
Okay, if nothing else, come to Glasgow and just enjoy our highlands because that's the best that we can offer. All right?
Well, thank you so much, Dr. Ella Miranda.
Thank you. Thanks.
Okay. Wow. Now, okay, everyone, and ladies and gentlemen, now let's move to the third session. Wow. The third session will be delivered by the third keynote speaker, Profesor Dr. Engineer Astri Rinanti, MT IPM ASEAN Ang from Trisakti University, Indonesia. And Professor Dr. Engineer Astri Rinanti, MT IPM ASEAN Ang is a professor of environmental engineering at Universitas Trisakti. And she is an active researcher and prolific author with a published book, 7 patents, and numerous scientific articles. Join many kind of grants from national or international schema. Her exceptional contribution to research and community service have earned her multiple grants and recognition, both in national and international forum also. With her Sinta score ranking among the top of at Universitas Trisakti for the past decade, Prof. Astri continues to lead in advancing knowledge and innovation. So please join me in extending a warm welcome to Professor Dr. Engineer Astri Rinanti, MT IPM ASEAN Ang. Hello, Prof. How are you?
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. It was nice to meet you here, Prof. Astri.
You.
Okay, Prof. Astri, maybe you'll deliver your presentation now. The time is yours.
Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. The weather is nice today. Alhamdulillah. Thank you for the opportunity given to me by University Muhammadiyah Magelang. It is very honorable and valuable for me to be one of the keynote speakers at the 6th Borobudur International Symposium 2024, with the main theme is co-creating a sustainable future, green technology and digital society. Warm greetings from Indonesia to the other keynote speaker, Mr. Mowak Abrahim Maswoud, PhD from University of Zawiya, Libya, Dr. Ella Miranda from University of Glasgow, Scotland, and my senior, Professor Muhammad Aziz from the University of Tokyo, Japan. Ladies and gentlemen, on this auspicious occasion, allow me to introduce myself. I'm Astri Rinanti from Environmental Engineering Department, Universitas Trisakti, one of the private university in Jakarta, Indonesia. In my 30 years career as a lecturer and researcher, I have researched the role of microorganism in suitable environmental management. One of them, I will share some of my research with my team, which is about algae as a suitable sources for energy storage technology. Yes, yeah. This is our team, me, Lutfia Rahmianti, Ibu Melati Feriani Tafarul, Ibu Sarah Afirta, Sheila Mega Gupita, and Nadia Safira. Next, yes, in this moment, this is our material that we will share to you today. There are 9 subtopics. The first is the role of algae in the ecosystem, history and development of renewable energy, and why algae are important for renewable energy, and then biology and physiology of microalgae as energy raw material, technology and methods of algae cultivation, the process of converting algae biomass into energy, energy storage and technology application, economic, social, and environmental studies, and then the last one is challenges and future of algae-based renewable energy. Next. Yes, algae. Yeah, algae are a group of photosynthetic eukaryotic microorganisms that inhabit aquatic environment, both in freshwater and marine ecosystem, as well as moist terrestrial areas. Generally, algae can be regarded as highly diverse organism with numerous benefits for human and environment. Several key of algae as photosynthetic microorganism in aquatic ecosystem is algae serve as primary producers in aquatic food chains. Through photosynthetic, they convert solar energy into chemical energy, which is utilized by other organisms in the ecosystem as source of energy. Algae absorb carbon dioxide from the atmosphere and water through photosynthetic, contributing to mitigation of greenhouse gas emission and climate change impact. And then algae also help regulated water quality by absorbing excess nutrient like phosphate and nitrogen. In some cases, algae can also assist reducing pollutant like heavy metals from aquatic environment. Macroalgae such as seaweed and kelp play a crucial role in providing habitat and shelter for various aquatic species. Macroalgae promote species diversity in aquatic system and providing suitable habitat for newly or migratory species. The next is microscopic algae, such as diatom and dinoflagellates,
constitute phytoplankton, the foundation of aquatic ecosystem. Phytoplankton convert solar energy into chemical energy that I said before through photosynthetic. And microalgae as oxygen providers. Phytoplankton perform photosynthesis which yield oxygen as a byproduct. The oxygen becomes the main source of dissolved oxygen in water, essential for organisms like fish, amphibian, and invertebrates use the oxygen to help their life. And then we know seaweeds and water mosses are examples for microalgae that grow in large and structured form, playing a significant role in mitigating erosion and sedimentation in aquatic ecosystems. Microalgae also function as a natural filter, absorbing and storing nutrients, heavy metals, and other pollutants in water column. Thus, macroalgae like seaweed and water mosses play a vital role in mitigating erosion and sedimentation in aquatic ecosystem through particle trapping, substrate stabilization, and coastal protection. The presence and abundance of algae in water bodies can serve as indicator of water quality also, reflecting the ecological and chemical condition as well as changes occurring in the ecosystem. Next. Next, please. And then now we share about history and development of renewable energy. In ancient time, the development of algae-based renewable energy has a long time and fascinating history. Algae have been recognized as a sources of energy since ancient times, but intensive research and development on utilizing algae as a renewable energy sources began in the 20th century. In ancient time, algae were used as food and animal feed in diverse civilization worldwide. And then several ancient civilizations utilized algae, notably seaweeds, for medical and healing purposes. Nevertheless, the use of algae in diverse applications demonstrated their versatility and potential as valuable natural resources. Technological improvement and deeper understanding of algae and their biochemical biochemical mechanism have enabled their utilization as renewable energy sources in modern times. The next, in the 20th century, around the 60 and 90, initial research on the utilization of algae as an energy sources commerce, especially in the United States. And then in 1978, the United States Department of Energy launched the Aquatic Species Program, operated the National Renewable Energy Laboratory. Since in early 20th century, research and development of algae-based renewable energy have rapidly progressed. And why algae are important for renewable energy? Algae exhibit remarkable fast growth rate and can generate a substantial biomass in a relatively short time. It means that algae can yield more energy per unit compared to other renewable energy crops such as corn and sugarcane. Algae can thrive in water bodies such as lakes, ponds, or even wastewater, avoiding competition with agriculture land used for food production. Algae also absorb carbon dioxide from atmosphere or industrial emission, a part of the photosynthetic process. Some of algae species boast high lipid content, making the ideal for biodiesel production. Algae can proceed into different types of fuel, including biodiesel, bioethanol, biogas, and biohydrogen. Algae can be employed to treat excess waste and nutrient from industries and agriculture. Beyond energy, algae yield various high-value products, including omega-3 fatty acid, pigment, and protein. Yes, next, go to page 6. Yes, let me share about the little bit described of biology and physiology of microalgae as energy raw material. The cellular structure and anatomy of algae vary depending on their types and species. However, several common characteristics are shared by most algae. Its algae cell typically consists of various components, including the cell nucleus, cytoplasm, and cell membrane. Additional structures such as vacuola, chloroplast, and stigma may also be present. Go to next slide, please. The structure and anatomy of algae cells vary depending on their types and species. The metabolism of algae encompasses a series of biochemical processes that occur within the cell. The process aims to acquire energy and maintain vital cell function. Algae cell metabolism consists of two stages, namely anabolism and catabolism. We talk about photosynthesis, the process of photosynthesis and biomass production. Photosynthesis is a fundamental mechanism used by algae and other green plants to generate energy and biomass. And the process of photosynthesis leading to the formation of algae biomass includes several stages. The first one is absorption of light energy, and then next carbon fixation with the Kelvin cycle, and then we go to the simple sugar are synthesized into more complex biomolecule. In summary, simple sugar like glucose play a crucial role in the synthesis of complex biomolecules such as polysaccharide, protein, and lipid. These biomolecules are essential for building algae cell structure and serve as a sources of energy for algae growth and reproduction. And in conclusion, photosynthetic plays a vital role in the formation of algae biomass by providing the production. And then next, we talk about biology and physiology microalgae as raw material, and especially about environment affecting algae growth. The growth of microalgae in their natural environment is influenced by various physical, chemical, and biological factors. Here are some key aspects that affect microalgae growth. Physical factor include sunlight, temperature, mixing, and water movement. And then for chemical factor, microalgae require nutrients such as nitrogen, phosphorus, and sulfur for growth and reproduction. The availability of this nutrient in the natural environment affects microalgae growth rate. The other chemical factor is carbon dioxide. Is the primary substrate for photosynthesis and microalgae growth. The concentration of carbon dioxide in the natural environment affect the rate of photosynthesis and microalgae growth also. Environmental pH balance affect enzyme activity and nutrient uptake by microalgae. Each microalgae species has an optimal pH range for its growth. The third factor is biological factors. Different microalgae species and strain have varying requirement and tolerance to physical and chemical factor affecting their growth rate. Interaction between macroalgae and other microorganism like bacteria, protozoa, and viruses can influence microalgae growth. Some of these interactions can be mutualistic, while others can be competitive or parasitic. Microalgae serve as food sources for various organisms, such as zooplankton and filter feeder. High prediction rates can affect the growth of microalgae population in their natural environment. Next, please. The cultivation method of algae is closely linked to the potential algae as a renewable resources for energy storage technology. Algae, especially microalgae, offer several advantages as a raw material sources for energy sources. Microalgae cultivation refers the process of cultivation or using optimal nutrient light sources and environmental conditions to support their growth and reproduction. In microalgae cultivation, there are two primary systems used to support their growth and reproduction. We call open system and closed system. Cultivating microalgae in closed system refers to a cultivation method where microalgae are grown in container isolated for the external environment, such as photobioreactor or tube bioreactor. Here, how to perform microalgae cultivation in closed system. We selecting a photobioreactor, preparing the inoculum, preparing the culture media in a column, environmental parameter controls, steering and aeration, monitoring and maintenance, harvesting, and the last one is bioprocessing. And for algae biomass separation and purification technique, yes, the objective of algae biomass separation and purification technique is to separate microalgae biomass from the culture medium and generate high quality product for various applications. The process of separating and purifying algae biomass involves the following critical steps like biomass concentration, drying, extraction, and purification. Goes to next slide, please. Next slide. Yes. Now we talk about the production of bioethanol. The conversion of algae biomass into bioethanol through fermentation involves several essential phases, commonly comprising pre-processing, hydrolyzing, fermentation, and separation or purification of bioethanol. The steps are explained. The first one in this step is pre-processing. The collected algae biomass undergoes a drying process to reduce its water content. Hydrolysis, the purpose of hydrolysis is to break down polymer, like such as cellulose, hemicellulose, and starch, in the algae biomass into simple sugar monomers, such as glucose and the third step is fermentation. The simple sugar produced during the hydrolysis are then fermented by microalgae such as Saccharomyces cerevisiae. And the last one, separation and purification. After fermentation is complete, the resulting mixture of ethanol and water needs to be separated and purified. The typical separation process is distillation, where ethanol and water are separated based on their difference in boiling point. The bioethanol produced from algae can be used as an environmentally friendly alternative fuel. either in its pure form or as a blend with fossil fuels such as gasoline. The use of bioethanol has potential to mitigate greenhouse gas emission and decrease depends on fossil fuel. We go to next page, please, because we have no time. I skip this topic. Yes, and then we go to discuss about production of bioethanol. No, biogas. Next, please. Yes, this is the production of biogas. The conversion of algae biomass into biogas through fermentation involves several important steps, including pre-processing, anaerobic fermentation, and biogas purification. During this states of pre-processing, the control algae biomass undergoes drying to reduce its moist content. And then we go to anaerobic fermentation. This process converts algae biomass into biogas, primarily composed of methane and carbon dioxide by anaerobic microorganisms in an oxygen-free environment. And then the biogas generated for algae anaerobic fermentation typically contain methane, carbon dioxide, as well as small amount of contaminant like hydrogen sulfide and nitrogen. To improve biogas quality, purification is required. Biogas purification process involves the removal of carbon dioxide, hydroxide sulfide, and other contaminants using methods such as water scrubbing, chemical absorption, and membrane technology. Biogas yield from algae can serve as an environmentally friendly alternative fuel. And then we go to integration of algae biomass with energy storage technology. While algae-based energy storage applications are still in this research and development phase, several cases study have shown the potential of technology in various actors. The first one, we go to microgrid and chemical energy storage. Yes, integrating algae biomass with energy storage technology can be highly beneficial in microgrid scenario. Oh, yeah. Integrating algae biomass with other renewable energy sources such as solar and wind and hydro in the microgrid system enhance sources diversification. Using algae biomass as energy sources reduce greenhouse gas emission and enhance the sustainability of the energy system. And about the biogas and chemical energy, we talk about an interesting case study in integration of biogas generated from algae in public transport station. We go to next page, please. Next page. Next slide. Yes, this is a life cycle analysis and environmental impact assessment are two crucial tools used to evaluate the environmental impact and sustainability of algae-based energy storage technology. Renewable energy from algae is one of environmentally friendly, promising sources that can replace fossil fuel. It has been explained that algae be converted into various energy products such as biodiesel, bioethanol, biogas, and biohydrogen. And then we go about use of algae biogas and public transportation. Biogas needs purification, removing carbon dioxide and H2S and water vapor before use as fuel. Refueling stations are required for biogas storage and distribution to vehicle potentially as CNG and LNG. Next, please. Government regulation and policies play a crucial role in the development and implementation of algae-based renewable energy. Several aspects commonly covered in government regulation and policies, like fiscal incentive, renewable energy standard, environmental regulation, research and development, and promotion and education. And then government need to collaborate with other countries, international organization, and donor agency to develop and promote algae-based renewable energy. International cooperation include knowledge and technology exchange, joint funding for research and development project, and establish of global policy and standard is very important to make this challenge become true. And then this is the market about cost and production market of renewable energy from microalgae. We have to think about government policies, demand, research and development, and infrastructure. Next, please. Yes. About government regulation and policies regarding algae-based renewable energy that I talked before. It is about fiscal incentive, renewable energy standard, environment regulation, research and development, promotion and education, and internal cooperation. And about associate social and employment implication, we need job creation, environmental and health benefit, education and training opportunities, impact on related industries, social and environmental justice, and international collaboration. Yes. Next, please. Next, please. Yes. Although algae-based renewable energy offer many benefits, there are several technical challenges and barriers that need to be addressed before this technology can be widely adopted. The first one, we talk about economy aspect, high production costs, limited production scale, market uncertainty, and inadequate infrastructure. In environmental section, we have to discuss about impact of water quality, impact of biodiversity, greenhouse gas emission, waste management, suitable resources utilization. And social aspect also we need to discuss and it's about opposition to development, uncertainty in regulation and policies, lack of public understanding, imbalance in benefit distribution, social and environmental justice. In social challenges and obstacles, to address these social challenges and obstacles, support for the government, industry, and society is needed to promote and develop renewable energy from algae in an inclusive or sustainable manner. This aid can include educational and training program, community dialogue and participant, investment in social, environmental, and development, as well as the development of comprehensive and sustainable policies. Recent advancement in renewable energy technology from algae encompass various aspects ranging for improved energy conversion efficiency to cost reduction. Here are some principal development and innovation that have the potential transform the renewable energy sector. To address the technical challenges and barriers in adopting renewable energy from algae as a power sources, it is necessary to develop strategies that enhance efficiency and decrease production costs. Several schemes that can be employed to achieve these goals in utilizing algae for energy storage technology is maybe advance of production technology. We need government support, and then development of processing technology, research and community engagement, and then from the discussion, next please. From the discussion in the previous section, alga process significantly potential as a future sources. And then various technology has been developed ranging for cultivation process, cultivation technique, conventional technology to energy storage application. The developing of algae-based renewable energy industries can contribute to reducing dependence on fossil energy sources and mitigating negative impact on the environment. Therefore, a green vision for the renewable energy industry is necessary. And then the use of algae as a renewable energy sources presents several promising future vision and projection. Greenhouse gas emission mitigation, and then large-scale algae-based fuel, and then utilize food nutrient sources, and then we hope to address the technical challenge and barriers in adopting renewable energy from algae as a power sources. It is necessary to develop energy that enhance efficiency and decrease production costs. Maybe next please. Yes, this is the vision and future production for the algae-based renewable energy industry to be research and developing greenhouse gas emission reduction that I talked about, and then collaboration between industry and research, advanced biofuel technology, and then this is our equipment, vertical cylinder shaped photobioreactor for microalgae growth and harvesting that we built to cultivate the microalgae in the laboratory, and then we got the patent certificate. Then we continue the research about the macroalgae as a sources of energy sources. And then all of my material can be read in the book that we read together. Maybe that's all. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you so much, Professor Astri, for your amazing presentation. And now I will invite all of the participants to ask the question. There are 2 questions already collect for you, Prof. Astri. The first one is from Jeffrey Permadi. He asks about what kind of microalgae species they usually use for renewable energy project, Prof, and why? Yeah.
In my laboratory, we use the microalgae, the species as is the almost is the green microalgae, like I forget the diatom, and then green microalgae like chlorella, and then the chlorella. We have so many species of chlorella vulgaris, chlorella sorokiniana, and then we have some microalgae from wastewater treatment, and also wastewater treatment and the water in the water, microalgae in the water salinity. Yes, and the microalgae live in my laboratory, and just now all of the green microalgae is processing to be many energy, renewable energy, such bioethanol and biodiesel.
Okay, yeah. Thank you so much, Prof. And the second question is, what innovation or improvement are needed to make algae-based energy storage more affordable and efficient? Because currently, while algae show great potential, many of these technology are still costly to develop at scale, right? And it will be interesting to hear your thoughts on how we can overcome this obstacle and make algae-based energy storage more viable option in the market, Prof.
Yes, it's about this obstacle. We can use wastewater to apa to prepare and to use the wastewater treatment become the nutrient of microalgae, and then the cost can be can reduce, and then we use the photobioreactor combined with the pond, the conventional pond, so they are not need the what's that the high high cost. Yeah, to reduce their high cost, we need and we prepare, we use the wastewater, and then we combine the photobioreactor and oxidation pond.
Okay. Wow, that was amazing presentation from you, Professor Dr. Engineer Astri Rinanti MT IPM ASEAN Eng from Trisakti University, Indonesia. And I want to express our sincere for the wealth of knowledge and insight you share with us today. And we can wait to have you here also in Magelang as soon as possible, Prof.
Thank you. I will, inshallah.
Amin. Thank you so much, Prof. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, and distinguished guests, now let's move to the fourth session. And this session will be delivered by Dr. Engineering Muhammad Aziz from Institute of Industrial Science, the University of Tokyo, Japan. Dr. Engineer Muhammad Aziz is Associate Professor at the Institute of Industrial Science, the University of Tokyo, with degree in Mechanical Engineering from Kyushu University. And Dr. Aziz leads the Energy and Process Integration Laboratory at University of Tokyo, and his research focuses on advanced energy conversion system, including renewable energy, artificial intelligence, smart grid, and many other themes. And Dr. Aziz also published over 2,080 peer-reviewed articles and 28 books and book chapters, and has received multiple prestigious awards. And his outstanding contribution also to science have earned him recognition as one of the world's top 2% scientists by Stanford University. However, as he is unable to join us here today, he has prepared the material for this session with great enthusiasm, and we are excited to share with all of you. So please join me in welcoming Dr. Engineering Muhammad Aziz.
Okay, very good morning. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I'm Aziz from the University of Tokyo, And I just would like to present some of our works correlated with the hydrogens as the energy factors, because it is very important for decarbonizing our energy systems. And first of all, I just would like to thanks for all the committee or the participants for inviting me for delivering the talk for today. And the talk for today will be entitled Decarbonization in Energy Systems, Hydrogen as Key Energy Factor. Before going to our talk today, so I just would like to introduce our research groups in the University of Tokyo, and we are much more focusing on the energy systems, the related for the hydrogen, energy storage, or etc. And we name our laboratory as the Energy and Process Integration Laboratory. And currently we have about 12 regular students, including 7 PhD students, and also the rest are basically master students. And also we are also welcoming for any kind of visiting students, visiting researchers to join our laboratory also. So in case that you have any interest for visiting and also for joining our laboratory, we would like to welcome all of you. And these are some research topics that we are currently conducting in our laboratory. So starting from the left side, we have research correlated with the energy system, designing the energy system in terms of the small scale, also large scale energy systems. So we also adopt any kind of not only steady state design of the energy system, but also dynamics in dynamics mode of the energy system. So we are also involving any kind of artificial intelligence to facilitate our dynamic simulations, our dynamic models. So finally, we can have any kind of good prediction and also optimizations for our energy systems. And then we are also developing any kind of some elemental technologies correlated with the hydrogen, especially. So we are also conducting what we call as the chemical looping technology. So we are producing the hydrogens, but at the same time we are also separating the CO2. So finally we can produce clean hydrogens that while we are also capturing, or probably we can do further for a kind of utilizing the CO2 itself. And then also we are conducting research project with the hydrogen storage. We are much more focusing on the adsorption-based hydrogen storage. We are developing the structures that we call as the triple paradigm services. So this kind of structures has very excellent, are very excellent in its strength, mechanical strengths, and also heat exchange performance, because it can facilitate good turbulence when you are conducting any kind of heat exchange during charging, also discharging of the hydrogens. And then also we are conducting a kind of hydrogen utilization research. We are much more focusing on the combustion simulations, and also how actually we can have any kind of much more robust structures and also excellent structures for our fuel cell or our electrolyzers. And then also we are also conducting research for the decarbonizing in the industrial sectors, especially for the iron making, steel making, and also for the cement industries. And also finally, also we are several students are also conducting any kind of what we call as the development of the battery. That's also including redox flow battery and also for the solid state battery. So when we are talking about the energy systems, we have potential primary energy resources and also secondary energy resources. But in our research group, we are much more focusing on the non-carbon based secondary energy resources. So we have several options. We are talking about the non-carbon based secondary energy resources. So we can have electricity, and then also we have any kind of chemical energy. But when we are talking about the chemical energy, means that we are having two different options for the we are utilizing the carbons or we are utilizing the hydrogens. In this case, in our research, we are much more focusing on the hydrogen utilizations and also some its derivatives, so including ammonia, hydrogen peroxide, and also other things. And then we have also potential metal fuels. So we can utilize some potential metals for becoming any kind of fuels. And sometimes, and I think now currently it's getting also, people are getting interested on that because it can be utilized also for rocket fuels or etc. And the last one is also the heat itself. So our research more focusing on three different pillars in the energy system. The first is how far we can have higher energy efficiency when we are converting the primary energy resources to any kind of secondary resources. And then when we have any kind of energy resources over years, and finally how we can mutually convert them effectively, like from the electricity to hydrogens, and also convert back from the hydrogens to electricity. And the third pillar is how actually we can store this kind of secondary energy resources effectively, like for the battery, for the hydrogen storage, or etc. Okay, going forward for our talk today, when we are talking about the transformations in energy systems, we are moving forward from this kind of conventional energy systems to any kind of new, I think, new energy systems in the futures. So what is the big difference of this kind of system is that in the conventional system, basically, we are relying strongly on any kind of fossil fuels based power generations and also resources. So we are consuming coal, we are consuming oil, we are consuming a lot of natural gas, etc. But in the futures, we are much more focusing on the carbonization, means that how far we can facilitate high ratio for the renewable energy, and also how far actually we can predict the demand and also control the demand. So I think that's also very important points. But the big things over here is that we would like to facilitate renewable energy, means that we are facilitating different fluctuations between the supply side and also the demand side. So but when we are talking about the quality of the energy, we would like always to deliver a high quality of the energy, means that we need to balance between the supply side and also the demand side in this case. So finally, we need any kind of robust systems that can facilitate this kind of fluctuations in both different sides of the supply and also demand over here. So that's, I think, this issue also will be correlated strongly with my talk today, which is correlated with the hydrogen, and finally how actually we can see the hydrogens as the energy factors that can solve or provide any kind of solutions to our energy systems in the future. But the problem we are talking about the hydrogens, for your information, is that the current price of the hydrogen, which is usually produced from natural gas, is about 1.5 or 1.6 US dollar per kilogram hydrogens. But currently, when we are producing the hydrogens from any kind of different renewable energy resources, like from the biomass, from solar, and also from the wind, and also from probably geothermals or etc. The spectrum of the hydrogen price is still very, very huge, and it is ranging from about two US dollar per kilograms to about probably can reach about 8 or 10 US dollar per kilogram of hydrogens. So the big things over here is that how finally we can provide any kind of competitive price of the hydrogen, although when we are talking about the price of the hydrogen, the current price of the hydrogen based on the natural gas, probably we cannot compete at this kind of conditions. But I think we believe also that in case that in the future there will be any kind of carbon tax or etc. Finally, the natural gas-based hydrogens, its price also will be rising in the futures. So when we are talking about the hydrogens is basically the secondary energy resources, and it can be utilized for any kind of devices, equipments for the energy conversions. And the big problems over here is that although it is gravimetric energy, it is very high. It is about 120 megajoule per kilograms. But it is volumetric energy density is very low. It is only 3 watt-hour per liters. That's why finally we need any kind of efficient hydrogen storage to transport and also store the hydrogens. So This some characteristics of the hydrogens we can see over here. As mentioned previously, that the gravimetric energy density of the hydrogen is very huge, very high. It's very excellent. I think this is the highest gravimetric energy that chemical energy resources can provide, with this 120 megajoule per kilograms. But as you could see over here, there are some also problems with the hydrogens. The ignition range of the hydrogen is very wide, which is starting from 4 and it ends up to 77% in air by volume. So it means that once we have any kind of concentrations of the hydrogen reaches 4%, and until it becomes very rich hydrogen, 77%, there is any kind of potential that there will be any kind of, probably any kind of ignitions of the hydrogens leading to any kind of combustion and also detonation probably. And although the auto ignition temperatures of the hydrogen is very high, which is about 3 times of the conventional gasoline, but the problem is that its ignition energy is very small. So it means that in case that we have any kind of like small ignitions, that very small ignition, that finally it can be potential for triggering any kind of combustion or detonation for the hydrogens. And also the flame velocity of the hydrogen is very high. It is about, I think it's about 8 times of the methane's, which is 350 centimeters per second. So it is also potential for the hydrogen, because in case that we have any kind of very high flame velocity, finally we can also utilize this hydrogen for any potential utilization, including for gas turbine, hydrogen gas turbine, and also for the airplane. The utilization of hydrogens, finally, we have is very various, very wide, and we have different options of the hydrogens and also on body applications. That's not only limited to any kind of what we call as the transportations, but also it is really potential for any kind of industrial utilizations. As I mentioned previously, that in our research also we are utilizing the hydrogen for decarbonization in industrial sector. That's including the iron making, steel making, cement industries, or etc. And then also hydrogen is very potential for power generation. So it can replace any kind of conventional fossil-based power generations, and also for any kind of industries, chemical industries, and etc. Well, for the transportations, as we could see over years, because the natural characteristics of the hydrogen is that it has very high gravimetric energy density. Finally, the utilization that prefers for high gravimetric energy density, like for the aviation, maritimes, shippings, trains, buses, or etc. Finally, they prefer for hydrogens compared to any kind of batteries. Then this is the possible hydrogen applications, not only in Indonesia, but I think in the global world. So we are starting from any kind of small scale hydrogen demonstrations, and then what we are expecting for in the future is that we can have much more diversified utilization of hydrogens, and also it is massive. So we can utilize the hydrogens for industrial, for transportation, for power generation, for distributed power generations, or etc. And then this is the integrations of the hydrogens into the grid, electrical grid, because when we are just thinking that hydrogen should be converted to electricity and the price of the electricity is quite low, finally the hydrogen economy is also very, very challenging for all of us. So finally, how actually we can provide any kind of services that can have any kind of much more beneficial or economic, much more economic compared to any kind of conventional system. So probably we can utilize the hydrogen as the ancillary service providers to provide some different services, including for like for load leveling, peak shavings, energy storage, congestion management, frequency regulation, voltage regulations, or probably any other possible utilizations. And then we are moving forward for potential decarbonization scenario in Indonesia, and now we are much more focusing on the effort to reduce the CO2, because we are still also waiting for any kind of much more established and also economically feasible carbon captures and also utilizations technology in the futures. But now we are much more focusing on the CO2 reductions, whether we would like to increase the share of the renewable energy and also conducting any kind of deforestation case, and also carbon tax, other policies, carbon trade, or etc. And once there's any kind of the feasibility of the carbon capture or utilization technologies becomes much more feasible, probably we can move forward also for utilizing this kind of carbon dioxide for any kind of, like, for the industrial, for materialization, for mineralizations, or etc. So this is the pictures of the roadmap for hydrogen in Indonesian case, I think. So what we are targeting for in the futures is the hydrogen economy in the country itself. I think this is very, very important, because but it needs actually different steps before that. So including also, probably now we are entering any kind of demonstrations phase, like for coal firings, utilizing ammonia into coal-fired power plants, and also probably some companies, some governments also, they are adopting any kind of fuel cell-based car or vehicles. But the problem is that after this kind of demonstration project, what we can do to achieve this kind of hydrogen economy is that we need to develop the infrastructures and also market. So this is a very challenging phase that we need to have in the futures, probably. But I think this kind of infrastructure and also market development can last for about 10 years, or probably can be about 20 years in the future. So how far we can create this kind of infrastructure well in our country and also market in our country, it will really influence when the hydrogen economy in the country can be established well. So this is the general roadmap for achieving the zero carbons by 2060. But as I would like to remind to all of you, although we are expecting for having a kind of carbon neutrality by 2060, it doesn't mean that we need to avoid utilization of fossil fuels and just utilize any kind of renewable energy, or probably nuclear in this case. But in my opinion, I think although we are in 2060, the renewable energy share is still only about 60%. And we must also consider that fossil fuels is also potential in our country. So it means that we cannot just abandon or just avoid the utilizations of fossil fuels. So the big deals over here is that finally how far we can have any kind of offsetting technology to offset the CO2 exhausted from the utilization of fossil fuels. And finally, we can create any kind of carbon neutrality in our country. So we are moving forward from any kind of demonstration, small scale base, and finally also probably we can move forward for much more mutual market, open market, not only limited to the electricity, but also it's open for any kind of energy in generals, and also utilization of the hydrogens, vehicle to create how far we can control the charging and also discharging behaviors of the electric vehicle distributed across the country, and also creating a market for the hydrogens or non-carbon based activities or resources, fuels, or etc. And also finally creating any kind of domestic and also international market. We are joining for any kind of export and import non-carbon based fuels, including also the hydrogens, ammonia, or etc. And finally also how far we can create the large scale utilizations of the non-carbon based fuels, especially for the hydrogens. This is some potential resources for the hydrogen in Indonesian case. I think So we have a huge amount of lowering coals, which is as I know that a lot of them are unused effectively currently. So many power generators that are avoiding for utilizing this kind of lowering coals, having a calorific value of probably less than 4,200 kilocalorie per kilograms. And also we have also biomass and waste, especially from any kind of industrial waste, and also hydropower, and also geothermal power generation. So I think these kind of resources are basically very, very potential for to be converted to the hydrogen, and finally probably hydrogen can be utilized for several services, for several power resources, and also it can also be exported to other demanding countries. This is some possible scenario actually. So we have some potential resources, and then also the transportation, storage. We probably can have a kind of compressed hydrogen, liquid hydrogens, and also we are quite mature in the ammonia synthesis technology. So I think the ammonia is also very potential to store the hydrogens and also to transport the hydrogens. And finally, there's for the utilizations, I think we can also utilize the hydrogens for being coal-fired, so it can be converted or synthesized to ammonia, and finally the ammonia can be coal-fired together with the coal for power generation, and finally we can reduce the CO2 or the coal consumptions in our power generators, and also it can be just directly mixed together with the diesel, and it can perform the combustion performance of the engines, and also can reduce the CO2, and also for small scale and also large scales, the hydrogen is also potential for to be utilized as the fuel cells fuels. This is some promising energy storage in recent case. So we need actually the buffer or the energy storage of radios, because when we would like to have or keep the balance between the supply and also the demand side, finally how we can create any kind of excellent buffers and also systems that can facilitate both of fluctuance while they are delivering excellent high quality of the energy to all the stakeholders. So we have some option for the hydrogen-based chemical energy, like for the also ammonia, compressed hydrogen, liquid hydrogens, and also for the batteries. So we can adopt also how far we can utilizing this kind of electric vehicles distributed across the country as the potential energy storage. And also any kind of e-fuels, palm hydro, and also like to build any kind of palm hydro, and also some batteries. So I think it will be my last slides for today's conference. So what our country needs for clean energy, we need any kind of, the first thing that we actually need is how we can build our own scenario that's really matched with conditions of our country. We are not only copying, we are not only importing the ideas from the success story from other countries, no, but we develop by ourselves according to our conditions. And then also we need to actually bypassing the technology. Knowing that technology is very important, but also we need to deliver or establish any kind of strategic milestone to bypass the technology. We don't need to follow all the success story from other countries actually, and other issues related to the market creation, environmental aspects, and also infrastructure. So thank you very much for all of your attentions. I'm very sorry that I cannot join in real-time matters for today, so I just record my video for today. So in case that you have any kind of questions, it is my great pleasure if you like to send all of your comments and also your questions to my email address here, mazis.is.u-tokyo.sjb. Thank you very much for all of your attentions. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you so much, Dr. Aziz, for your great video presentation for us. And ladies and gentlemen, before we close this enriching session, allow me a moment to make an important announcement. I would like to share with you some noteworthy information. The first one is the question and answer session will take place from 1 until 3 p.m. Jakarta time, asynchronously through the ConfGate system. Please ensure that you log in into your respective accounts and actively participate by asking and answering questions in the comment section of the link video. The second one is the list of the video is organized by the topic and the distribution can be viewed on the WhatsApp group. And for your information, we will issue two certificates, a participant certificate and a presenter certificate. And the fourth, the presenter certificate will only be awarded to presenter who upload presentation video and actively participate in the Q&A session. And after participating in Q&A session, whether by asking question or responding, you are invited to fill out the presenter record through the Google form as the basis for receiving the presenter certificate. And all the information mentioned is already available in the program book on the website, and information related to the submission of full paper and etc. will be conveyed during the closing remarks. We will keep you updated on today's program through WhatsApp group. So please assist by monitoring the WhatsApp group and actively checking your email, as all information related to what needs to be done, including the step to be followed until the next session, will be updated through these two channels, WhatsApp group and the email. So, ladies and gentlemen, what an enlightening session it has been with all of our distinguished keynote speakers. We conclude the seminar session of the 6th Borobudur International Symposium 2024 in conjunction with 2nd Interconnect 2024. A special expression of gratitude goes out to our exceptional keynote speakers for sharing their valuable insight and knowledge today. And of course, a heartfelt thank you to all of the co-hosts, all of the participants who has joined us, contributing to the success of this seminar. As we conclude this insightful session, I encourage all of you to carry forward the knowledge and the ideas shared today. The future is something we create together, where innovation and sustainability drive a harmonious world for both technology and nature. I'm Pristi Sukma Setia, and it's been a pleasure moderating today. Thank you, and I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next session. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Ladies and gentlemen, we extend our heartfelt gratitude to all the keynote speakers for their insightful presentations. Your contributions have truly enriched the discussions and provided valuable perspectives on the theme of this symposium. We would also like to thank our moderator, Pristi Sukma Setia, for her excellent guidance throughout the session. Ladies and gentlemen, we will now have a 1-hour break. Please use this time to rest and prepare for the next session. We will remind you via the WhatsApp group at 1 p.m. to attend the next session, which is a Q&A forum between presenters. Kindly review the program book provided to ensure a smooth Q&A forum. We also look forward to welcoming you back to the afternoon session. We invite you to join us again on YouTube or Zoom at 3 p.m. for a technical clinic on full paper, submission, and closing agenda. After the Q&A forum, we will also share important updates about the symposium. Thank you very much. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.